Okay. So as I said, today we're going to talk about procrastination and burnout and how can we understand when we are experiencing. Always remember that one of the first thing that it is related to change and mostly changing our lifestyle is identifying the key factors that are causing us some challenges into our life. And then by identifying, we can start working on changing them. So, some of the objectives on what we are going to talk today is to learn and understand the definition of what is procrastination and what is burnout, to identify some of the causes and also some of the consequences that they will have, because everything that has a cause, it also has a consequence, and to talk about or to learn how what are some coping strategies and prevention tips that we may use to overcome procrastination and burnout. Why do this topic matter in academic and professional setting? To start off, I will say that procrastination and burnout are usually seen at the student life and the professional life. In the student life, it is mostly related with academic work, with studies and everything. Usually, the body becomes very overwhelmed with some tasks that you have left, and as we will see in the upcoming slides, this overwhelming comes from stress that has come from the delay, which is related to procrastination, and then the advanced stress, it becomes the burnout. Procrastination and burnout are two of the most common challenges faced by both students and professionals today, as we mentioned. What are some of the things that they impact? We may say that they impact productivity, motivation to do things, mental health, of course, because they are related to stress, anxiety, and overall performance of the individual. If we talk about the academic settings, they can lead to poor grades, missed deadlines, increased stress, anxiety, and in professional environments, they contribute to reduced job satisfaction, delay tasks, a lot of work stress, abstainism, and even long-term career stagnation. Understanding where is the moment that we are experiencing this, so identifying that maybe we are procrastinating, or maybe our body is telling us something that we need to work on, is the first step into changing and actually helping you to build some healthier habits, improve your resilience, and decrease the chance to perform procrastination or to develop procrastination or burnout. What is procrastination? Procrastination is actually the act of delaying or postponing tasks, and this is something that all of us usually do or have been in a case like this. So, all of us, time to time, we tend to delay or to postpone some tasks. What are the reasons? Is the reason that maybe we are tired, maybe we do not like that much, maybe our brain and body is also tired and doesn't want to work. So the reasons are a lot. It is usually linked or often linked to avoidance, fear of failure, or lack of motivation. So these are some main reasons that usually procrastination is linked to. What are the types of procrastinators? Perfectionists, dreamer, crisis maker, and the busy bee. So usually these are the types of procrastinations, or the people who maybe are procrastinating. Perfectionist delays tasks out of fear they won't meet impossibly high standards. So the perfectionist procrastinators are the ones who are actually delaying these tasks that they have and that are important to them, from the fear that it won't meet the perfect standard that they have already put for these tasks. Dreamer. The dreamer has big ideas but struggles with focus, structure, and taking action. Crisis maker thrives on last minute pressure, intentionally postpones until deadlines loom. So, this kind of procrastination uh, actually can perform better when is the moment of the crisis. And what do we mean by the moment of crisis? So, until it's the last deadline. The busy bee constantly stays busy with less important tasks to avoid what truly matters. So these type of procrastinations are always spending more time with unimportant tasks rather than important tasks, in order to keep themselves busy and in some sort of a way find a reason why they aren't doing what it really matters to do. um, is it okay until now, Dr. Valjin? Can you hear me all, also the
Yes,
students?
everything is fine. We are
Okay,
following
great.
you very closely. Thank you.
Okay, great. At the end of the lecture, as we talked about the types of procrastination, I would also like to ask a question to students to show what kind of procrastinators they think that they are, or if they have experienced sometimes.
All right.
Okay, what may be some of the causes of procrastination? Usually, procrastination, as we said, is the act of delaying tasks. So, it is usually related with focus and time management. So, some of the causes of procrastination is, of course, the poor time management. Then we have the fear of failure or criticism, and this is related to the perfectionist procrastinator, because the perfectionist procrastinators is always delaying the tasks in order to achieve the perfect standard. Low self-confidence is also something that actually impacts the overall performance, the way people think of themselves, and so on. Task aversion and perfectionism. Now, let's talk about burnout. Um, Before we go and talk about burnout, so what is burnout, and we see some of the causes of it and consequences and everything, I must say that procrastination and burnout are something that go like a chain with each other. So, firstly, we procrastinate, and then if we don't identify some ways to work with this procrastination or what we are experiencing, then this may lead to burnout in most of the times. Burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion. So, is an alert for the body. It's your mind, your body, your emotions, everything. It's in a total exhaustion, and this is what burnout is. It is caused by prolonged and excessive stress. So, We are accumulating everything, not identifying, not hearing our body, what is telling us, and this is actually what is causing the one that we call burnout or excessive stress. It is common also in students and in professionals. In students, by delaying different homework that they have, by delaying working on their tasks, going to school, or having also like a school and work, and trying to have a balance between all. And of course, in professionals, because of the stress of work, maybe other engagements that they have in life. What are some of the symptoms of burnout, or of how can we identify that someone has burnout? Fatigue. So most people that experience burnout have also some feelings of experiencing and developing fatigue. Reduced performance in everything that they do because of the. If we go back, we said that burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion, and this brings also the reducing in overall performance and success of the person, because in that moment the person does not have the right neither the right energy, and not even in the state of seeing what he needs to do, because the body and the mind is in excessive stress. And cynicism also. So it is, cynicism is also related to skepticism. So they try to be or to not be motivated about things that are related by that are related with self interest, and are starting to feel skeptic about everything that they need to achieve in life. What are some causes of burnout? Related to some causes of burnout, we said work overload, and this is something related with daily life, with people trying to catch all the things. Prolonged exposure to stressful environments. So a stressful environment will bring you more excessive stress. Unrealistic expectations that usually we develop for different things. Poor work and life balance. So maybe we are not setting boundaries with our work, we are only working and not doing other things except of work, or we are only spending time learning and in school, and we are not taking some time to relax. And lack of control or support. What is actually the link between procrastination and burnout? What is something that relates these two? And why do we say that people that start developing procrastination, if they do not identify that and realize or work on some techniques on how to work with procrastination, they will lead down to burnout. Procrastination increases workload and last minute pressure. And what does it mean, increased workload and last minute pressure? It means excessive stress. And if we go back, we said that burnout, it is caused by prolonged and excessive stress. Okay? It can lead to chronic stress and exhaustion, and it creates a vicious cycle. So, you first delay a task. Then, when the deadline is approaching, you start to have some excessive stress about it, because you think that you are not going to make it, or you have not found the perfect way to make it. Then, by this excessive stress, it is caused the burnout. And Later, if we develop the burnout, we have the reduced productivity and overall performance. Let's go on and talk about the coping strategies on how we can actually work with procrastination and burnout after we actually identify. But these coping strategies can also be used before even developing procrastination, because this is why we are talking here. Of course, that in some part of time or in some part of your life, you will develop procrastination and burnout because it is mostly coming from stress. And stress is something that is inevitable in our everyday life. But if we try to find the best matching strategies that can help us or techniques that can help us in our everyday life, we have the tendency to actually lower the uh, probability to develop procrastination or burnout. What are some coping strategies? Time management techniques. As we are talking all the time about tasks and delaying tasks and excessive stress, this, of course, is linked to time management techniques. If we cannot plan the things and give the right time to the things, of course, we will be cause stress about this thing. But there are a lot of time management techniques, and one of the best ways is to start and identify what kind of techniques actually works for you, and then you can put it in your planner. Setting realistic goals and deadlines. It is very important because we said that even from expectations, sometimes we may lead to burnout and procrastination. So it is very important that we set some realistic goals and deadlines before we start something. Breaking tasks into manageable steps. We cannot do everything in all time, so it's good that we break the tasks into the steps and into the processes that we actually can manage. Practice self-compassion, sorry, practice self-compassion and talking to yourself in a positive way is something that increases motivation and self-confidence, and of course seeking social support if needed. Time management techniques. Learning how to plan and prioritize tasks is the key to overcoming procrastination and preventing burnout. What can you do? You can plan your day ahead. You can keep an agenda. You can use tools like a to do list, planners, or even digital apps because nowadays it has a lot. Um, you may use two techniques that are mostly used are the Pomodoro technique, Eisenhower technique, and the 90 minutes sprint technique. The Pomodoro technique is that you work in focus for 25 minutes interval with some breaks in it. The Eisenhower matrix technique is that you actually separate your tasks into important versus urgent one or urgent but not important. So in some sort of a way, you are separating your tasks since the beginning. And the 90 minutes break, the 90 minutes sprint that I haven't put in here, but is also a good technique, is that you learn or you work for 90 minutes and then you make a break. But in this 90 minutes, you work very, very focused. You may find also some other techniques, and it is good that you choose the one that you think that will work best for you. Why setting realistic goals and deadlines is important? Because it helps you with overwhelming yourself with overly ambitious or vague goals. Break your objectives into the SMART goals. If you don't know what SMART goals is, SMART goals define as specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound goals. So, when writing down your goals for these 3 months, let's say, you set your goals to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. This makes tasks more achievable and allows you for clear progress tracking because we do not only write down the tasks, but we also need to track them. Are we accomplishing them on time? Are we having the result that we wanted from these actions that we're taking? This is also something that we need to reflect. And of course, reduce the mental burden and anxiety of looming or undefined responsibilities. Breaking tasks into manageable steps. Large tasks can feel actually intimidating and lead to avoidance. But if we try to change this or to think of them and divide them in a small and more actionable steps, this will help us more focusing on completing this task because we are actually making a process out of this task rather than just seeing the task. So, what can be one example? For example, completing your thesis. If you think that this is a large task because it will take you like around 2 semesters, maybe, but if you try to divide it in small actionable step and keep on track or track every step into accomplishing that and set a deadline for each step, this will make you feel more motivated into completing or feel more motivated, let's say, into the overall journey because it's a long journey and we know, and it's a hard journey and you need also support. And if you think of it since the beginning, you already know that you have a lot of work to do. But if you try to divide everything and split it into small tasks, it will help you more with managing everything on time. This builds momentum, creates a sense of accomplishment, and makes the workload feel more approachable. This is why we use this technique or of breaking down the task into more manageable steps. Practice self compassion. Be kind to yourself when you make mistakes or fall behind. There is not a win without a loss, and this is something that you always need to remember. But it's on how much of resilience do we have developed on ourselves. How do we set in front of what expects us? Are we trying to also have some positive feeling about everything, or are we letting ourselves down about everything? It is us who decides how we are going to talk to ourselves and what we're going to do to ourselves in order to motivate and to increase the self-esteem. Be kind to yourself when you make mistakes or fall behind. Negative self talk and guilt only increases procrastination and stress. But on the other hand, if we practice the positive talk, this will bring us to be more positive not only with ourselves but with every situation that is going to come into our life. Acknowledge setbacks, reflect on what you can improve, and move forward with a supportive, understanding mindset. Progress is rarely perfect, and it is not the same for everybody, and it does not happen in the same time for everybody. Everyone has its own time, everything has its own time, and we just need to be patient. Social support, and it's important. Um, it is very important that we seek social support when we need it to, but even when we don't need it to, because connecting with peers, colleagues, mentors, or other social groups when you actually feel overwhelmed. When we feel overwhelmed and we start talking about our struggles or our challenges or what we're facing, can actually help us in relieving stress and offering new perspectives. Accountability partners, study groups, or workplace buddy systems can also help you stay motivated and on track about everything. How can we prevent burnout? Establishing work and life boundaries, prioritizing rest and recovery. Always keep in mind that if we only work and not set some time to relax, then of course we are going to go to procrastination and burnout, because our body needs to be focused. But in the meantime, it also needs to be charged with energy in order to go forward. Engage in activities that you enjoy or in hobbies that you like. Learn how to say no when is necessary. Putting boundaries is very important into preventing burnout and procrastination, and sometimes also putting yourself first in different cases. And of course, regularly check in with your mental health. So, are you sleeping enough? Are you happy? Are you stressed? What is causing the stress? Do you have anxiety? Do you need to rest? Do you need to relax your mind? Etc. So these are some of the self-reflection, daily self-reflection questions that you need to do to yourself.